Hey, what's going on, guys? Team Fusion here, back with another video. And in today's video, I have my Gogogo deck. This is definitely one of the more random decks that I own, but personally I like playing it. It's definitely a cool deck. And, let's get right into it. Starting things off, I run 3 copies of Gogogo Giant. Probably one of the more important cards in this deck. When it's normal summoned, you can special summon a Gogogo from your graveyard. But he's switched to defense mode afterwards, which doesn't matter, if you're C summoning. I run 3 copies of Gogogo Gigas. If he's in your graveyard and you special summon a Gogogo monster, you can special summon him back from your graveyard, but you can't enter your battle phase the turn you activate it, which is the downside. I play 3 copies of Gogogo Aristeria and Dexia. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. So while you control him, your opponent cannot target other Gogogo monsters for attacks. And they can't target Gogos with effects, which is good. And if he's used for the material of an XC summoning, you target a monster on the field and its attack points become 0, which is really good to get over bigger monsters. I run 3 copies of Gogogo Gorum. His effect, when he's summoned, his battle position immediately changes. And if he's sent to the graveyard, you can also send another Gogogo from your deck to the graveyard, which can help set up some plays. Getting into some of the 2-ofs, I run 2 copies of Utopic Onomatopera. I definitely recommend running 3, but I only have 2 at the moment, so his effect, you can special summon up to 1 each, Zubawa, Gaga, Gogogo, or Dododo from your hand in defense mode, which is good for Xyz plays. Yeah. I run 2 copies of the Gogogo Golem. Really basic effect. While he's in defense mode, up to once per turn, he can't be destroyed in battle. Which, can come in useful for a defensive play. I run 2 copies of Dododo Dwarf, Gogogo Glove. Another card, if you wanted to run 3, you can. And his effect, during the main phase, you can special summon a Zubaba or Gagaga from your hand. And if you control a Gogogo or Dodo, while this card's in the graveyard, you can special summon him back to the field. Which can really help, use that with Gogogo Gorum to send him to the graveyard, spec him back. 2 copies of Gogogo Ghost. When he's special summoned, you can target a Gogogo Golem in your graveyard to special summon it. Another good way to, Xyz summon. One of the easier ways to Xyz summon in this deck. I run 2 copies of Gogogo Golem, Golden Form. His effect, you can just tribute a Gogogo monster to summon him, and his attack points become double the monster's original attack that was used to tribute it. Also, his effect, once per turn, when a monster effect's activated, pay 1,500 to negate. Unfortunately, this is not optional, so the first effect your opponent activates is going to get negated, whether you want it to or not. Getting into the spell cards, I run 3 copies of Gogogo Talisman. Gogogo is unfortunately only spell card, if you don't count the Automata stuff. While you control 2 or more Gogogo monsters, you take no effect damage, which can be pretty useful if you're going up against Burn. When an attack is declared involving a Gogogo monster, you can, make that your Gogogo monster unable to be destroyed by battle, which can be, useful. I run 3 copies of Onomatopera. Another one of the more important cards in this deck. You can add up to 2 of these monsters from your deck to your hand. 1 Zubaba, Gaga, Gogogo, or Dododo. But they can't be from the same category. So, you can't add 2 Gogogo monsters from your hand. Unless, of course, you use Utopic Onomatopoeia or Dododo Dwarf Gogogo Glove, because they count as multiple monsters. I run 2 copies of Onomata Pickup, which can be useful in this deck, because you could add an Automata card from your deck to your hand, which can be used to help search Onomatopera. Now, its other effect is not that useful. You can change the level of a Gogogo monster, but, the only Xyz monsters we run are rank 4, so, there's no real need to. Getting into the 1-ofs, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Double or Nothing, and 1 Foolish Burial. I don't really think I need to explain these 2. This can help set up your graveyard for plays. Double or Nothing can be used for the Utopia that we run. Getting into the trap cards, I run 3 copies of Guard Go. You know, if a Gogogo, Dodo, or Gogogo monster controls was rolled by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target the monster that was destroyed, summon it back, and then special summon up to 2 Gogogo, Dodo, or Gogogo monsters from your hand. Can really help with swarming the field, you know, for Xyz plays. I run 2 copies of just Back to the Front. Target a monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense mode. Pretty simple. Getting into the one-ofs. 1 copy of Halfway to Forever, and 1 Xyz block. Xyz block's kind of simple. If a card effect's activated, detach material from an Xyz monster, negate and destroy. And Halfway is kind of complicated, but not really. Special summon 2 monsters from your graveyard, and then immediately after you Xyz summon with them, which can be, you know, useful. Getting into my extra deck, now, you're not really locked into anything, and so, you know, my extra deck's just mostly cards I had lying around. So anyway, 3 copies of Gallant Granite. Really good monster for this deck. You can search a rock monster, or add a rock monster from your graveyard to your hand. Did I say that right? No, you special summon it. Oh, I'm sorry. 3 copies of number 39, Utopia. Another basic Xyz monster. Any monster declares an attack, use up an overlay unit, negate the attack. Really simple. 2 copies of number 55, Gogogo Goliath. That's right, Gogogos have a number monster, which is kind of cool. All monsters you control gain 800 defense, which, you know, helps with defense. And you can detach material from this card and target 1 level 4 rock-type monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Help, you know, recycle some of your Gogogos, which all of the Gogos are, most of them are rock monsters. The only exception being Gogogo Ghost, who is, of course, a zombie. I run 1 copy of Utopic Future, Halfway to Forever target, really good. Can't be destroyed by battle, and you take no damage with attacks involving him. And if he is in battle, you take control of the opponent's monster that, you know, this card attacked or that attacked him. Really useful for getting over things. 1 copy of number 101, Silent Honor Arc. Detach the materials, snatch up an opponent's monster for an overlay unit. I've used this card in other deck profiles before. 1 copy of number S39, Utopia the Lightning. Pretty useful. You can stop spells and traps and monster effects from being activated when he declares an attack, which can just be, you know, useful altogether. 1 Tornado Dragon, detach material, destroy spell or trap. You know, pretty simple. 1 Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, detach 2 materials, target an opponent's monster. That monster's attack is halved, and he gains the lost attack. So I'm pretty sure I've also used him in other deck profiles as well. 1 copy of number 10 Illuminite. Little random, but he kind of works in this deck. Discard a card, use up an overlay unit, discard a card, draw a card. Pretty simple. And I know this is a little banned, but number S0, Utopic Zexal, is also in this deck. A really good card. The only issue in this deck is kind of hard to bring out because he requires 3 number monsters with the same rank. That doesn't require, you know, different numbers with different names or different numbers. So, I mean, it's not too hard to bring out, but he's definitely difficult to bring out. You know, if he gains 1,000 for each overlay unit, during your opponent's turn, you can detach material and basically just shut down your opponent altogether. Personally, I like this deck a lot. It's pretty fun altogether. If you have liked this video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. If you comment, I'm going to reply. Alright, bye.